Listen closely. I am not asking you to find something new. I am asking you to finally see what has been here all along. You have been searching for the next thing, the next level, the next breakthrough, running from one thing to another, convinced that the answer is somewhere out there, a new city, a new relationship, a new job, a new version of yourself that finally has it all together. But I have been waiting for you to stop running long enough to let me finish what I started in the place you keep trying to leave. I see you scrolling late at night, looking at what everyone else is doing, comparing your timeline to theirs, wondering why their doors are opening while yours feel locked. You think I have forgotten you. You think I am playing favorites. You think somehow you missed your turn and now you are stuck watching everyone else move forward while you stay behind. I have not forgotten you. I see every restless night, every frustrated prayer, every moment you questioned whether you heard me wrong. I see it all, and I am still here. The door you think is locked is actually being guarded. I am protecting you from what you are not ready to carry, not because I do not trust you with success, because I love you too much to let success destroy you. You wanted that opportunity 2 years ago. You begged me for it. You were convinced it was the answer to everything, and when I said no, you were devastated. You thought I was withholding. I was not. I was saving you. If I had given it to you then, it would have crushed you. Not because you were not talented. You had the skill, you had the vision, you even had the work ethic, but you did not have the internal structure to sustain what that level of visibility would have attracted. The criticism, the pressure, the isolation that comes with elevation. There is a difference between having ability and having the character to steward what that ability attracts. I know that difference. You do not yet, but you are learning right here. In this room you think is too small. In these quiet mornings when nothing feels like it is happening. In these days that do not make it to your highlight reel. When you wonder if you are wasting time, you are not wasting time. You are being prepared. This is where I work. Not in the noise, not in the chaos. In the stillness you keep avoiding because it makes you uncomfortable. If this is speaking to you, leave a comment below. I want to hear where you are in this season. Your story matters. Section 1. I build in private what I display in public. You think readiness is a feeling, a moment of clarity, a sudden confidence that tells you it is time. It is not. Readiness is a foundation, and foundations are not built on stages. They are built in basements, in hidden places, in the unglamorous work that nobody sees. They are built in the hidden places where no one is watching, where there is no applause to keep you motivated, no validation to tell you that you are on the right track, no metrics to prove that what you are doing matters. I see what you do when no one else is looking. I see how you spend your morning, what you reach for when you wake up. Whether it is your phone or whether it is me, what you do in the first hour sets the tone for everything that follows. And most mornings you are already distracted before your feet hit the floor. I see what you reach for when you are bored. When there is a gap in your day, when you have 5 minutes of waiting, do you turn to me, or do you turn to the same things that numb you? I see whether you keep your word to yourself when no one would know if you broke it. The promise you made to get up early, the commitment to read, the decision to fast from certain things. When no one is tracking you, when there is no accountability, do you follow through, or do you adjust your standards to match your mood? That is what I am watching, not your potential, your patterns. Potential does not impress me. Everyone has it. The whole world is full of people with potential. What matters is whether you can be trusted with what is ordinary before I release what is extraordinary. Because extraordinary assignments require ordinary faithfulness. David was not chosen because of his talent with a sling. He had been using that sling for years in the field where nobody saw him. He was chosen because of what he did when no one thought he mattered. He showed up every day. He stayed consistent with the sheep. He did not need an audience to do what was right. He did not need recognition to stay faithful. When Samuel came looking for the next king, David was not even considered. His own family left him out of the lineup. But I knew exactly where he was. And I knew exactly who he was becoming in that field. That is what I am forming in you right now. not a performance, a person, someone who does not need external pressure to stay disciplined, someone who does not fall apart the moment the spotlight turns off, someone whose private life matches their public image. You want influence. I want integrity. You want a platform. I want you to have a core that does not crack under the weight of it, because platforms amplify what is already there. If your character is weak, elevation will expose it. If your foundation is shallow, visibility will reveal it. So I keep you here, not to punish you, to prepare you, not to hold you back, to build you up. And here is what you need to understand. When you finally step into what I have for you, no one will see the years I spent working on you in rooms like this. They will see the moment, the breakthrough, the opportunity, the open door. But the moment is only possible because of the process you wanted to skip. Every giant you will face is defeated in private before you ever step into the arena. Every battle you will win publicly is won first in the place where no one sees you. Section 2. Isolation is not rejection. It is intentional separation. You feel like you are being left out. You see others in rooms you are not invited to. Opportunities you did not get, circles you are not part of. Events happening without you, and it stings. I know it does. The ache is real. The questions are heavy. Why them and not me? What do they have that I do not? Did I do something wrong? Am I not enough? But what you call exclusion, I call extraction. I am pulling you out of spaces that would dilute what I am doing in you. There are environments that look good but drain you quietly. They do not announce themselves as toxic. They do not come with warning labels. They look productive. They look connected. They look like exactly where you should be. But I see what you cannot. I see how those spaces shift your thinking just enough to make you question what you knew was true. How the conversations, even the good ones, slowly recalibrate your standards. How the culture, even when it is not blatantly wrong, pulls you just slightly off center. You have been in those spaces before. You did not recognize the cost at the time. But I did. I watched you walk in strong and come out softened, not in a good way. Softened in your convictions, softened in your boundaries, more willing to tolerate what you used to reject, more willing to justify what you used to have clarity about. I watched your language change, the way you talked about things, the way you made decisions. It was subtle, gradual. You did not even notice it happening. But I did. And I loved you too much to let it continue, so I removed you. Not because you did something wrong, because I am doing something right in you, and I cannot do it if you keep getting pulled back into dynamics that undo my work. Separation feels lonely. It is supposed to, because loneliness forces you to turn toward me instead of leaning on what is familiar, and that is where the shift happens. Not in the comfort of the crowd, in the space where you have no other option but to trust that I know what I am doing. Some of you are in that space right now. You have lost friends, not because of a fight, just because the connection faded, the invitation stopped. The group chat went quiet, and you do not understand why. I will tell you why. Because I am protecting what I am building. I am clearing space for what is coming, and what is coming cannot coexist with what was there before. You are not behind. You are being refined. And if you can embrace that instead of resisting it, if you can stop trying to force yourself back into spaces I removed you from, you will come out of this stronger than you ever were in the middle of the crowd. Drop a heart if you have felt this. I see you, and I am not done with you yet. Section 3. I speak loudest when everything else goes quiet. You keep asking me for signs, clear direction, something unmistakable, a burning bush moment, a voice from heaven. A circumstance so obvious that you cannot miss it. You want proof that you are hearing me correctly. You want confirmation that you are on the right path. But the problem is not that I am not speaking. The problem is that you have not stopped listening to everything else long enough to hear me. Noise does not have to be loud to drown me out. It just has to be constant. You fill every gap with something: podcasts while you drive, music while you work, videos while you eat, scrolling while you wait, anything to keep your mind from settling, anything to avoid silence. And when your mind does not settle, my voice sounds like background static. You hear it, but you cannot quite make out what it is saying. It gets lost in everything else competing for your attention. That is why I let things get quiet. Not to punish you, to reset your frequency, so you can hear me again clearly without interference. Without distraction, Elijah heard me, not in the earthquake that shook the mountain, not in the wind that tore through the rocks, not in the fire that blazed in front of him. He heard me in the whisper that came after everything else stopped. That is still how I speak, not in the dramatic moments you are waiting for, not in the crisis that forces your attention, in the subtle ones you overlook because they do not feel significant enough, in the ordinary moments when your guard is down and your mind is finally still. I have been telling you things for months, nudging you in certain directions, highlighting patterns, bringing specific scriptures to your mind at specific times. But you were too distracted to notice, too busy to pay attention, too anxious to sit still long enough to let it sink in. Now you are in a season where distractions do not have the same pull. Not because you suddenly became more disciplined, because I removed what was pulling you away. The relationship that ended, the job that fell through, the opportunity that did not work out. You thought those were losses. They were not. They were clearings. And suddenly you can hear me. Not because I started speaking louder, because everything else got quieter. So stop treating silence like it is empty. It is not empty, it is full. It is where clarity comes back, where you remember what actually matters, where my voice becomes distinct again, instead of blending into everything else. This is the season to listen. Not to fill, not to fix, just to listen. Section 4. What you avoid in the quiet will control you in the chaos. Silence does not just create space for my voice. It exposes what you have been hiding from, the things you keep busy to avoid feeling, the questions you do not want to answer, the truths you are not ready to face. That is why you resist it, not because you do not value time with me, because when the noise stops, you cannot pretend anymore. Whatever is underneath comes to the surface. And most of the time, it is not comfortable. The hurt you have not processed, the anger you have not released, the fear you have not named, the grief you have not allowed yourself to feel. It all comes up, and your instinct is to push it back down, to turn something on, to reach for distraction, to fill the space before it gets too heavy. But here is what you need to know. If you do not deal with it now, in this quiet space where it is just you and me, it will show up later under pressure. And it will not show up quietly. It will show up in ways that derail you, decisions you cannot explain afterward, reactions that are too strong for the situation, anger that does not match the moment, anxiety that seems to come out of nowhere, patterns you swore you were done with that suddenly resurface when you are under stress. That is not random. That is unresolved things demanding attention, and they will keep demanding attention until you stop running from them. I see what is underneath. I have always seen it. I am not shocked by it. I am not disappointed by it. I am waiting for you to see it too, so you can bring it into the light and let me heal it before it costs you something you cannot afford to lose. This is not easy work. It requires honesty. The kind of honesty that makes you uncomfortable. It requires sitting with things that hurt, admitting things you would rather deny, feeling things you have been avoiding for years. But it is necessary because what you do not confront you will carry, and what you carry will eventually become too heavy. It will slow you down. It will cloud your judgment. It will make you react instead of respond. And it will keep you from walking into what I have prepared for you. So let the silence do its work. Let it surface what needs to come up. Do not be afraid of it. I am here, and I can handle whatever you have been carrying. Section 5. Your home is a training ground, not a waiting room. You treat where you are like a place to kill time until something better comes along. Like a temporary stop, a holding pattern, a layover between where you were and where you think you should be. You are waiting for life to start somewhere else, in a different city, in a different job, in a different season. You walk through your days half present, half somewhere else in your mind, planning for when, preparing for later, enduring now, but it is not somewhere else. It is here, right now, in this room you think is too small, In this routine you think is too simple. In these ordinary moments you keep dismissing as insignificant. I do not waste time. Every season has a purpose. Every moment has meaning. And this one, the one you think is not counting, is the one that is shaping everything that comes after it. How you show up when nothing is forcing you to, what you build when no one is watching, whether you stay faithful when it feels like nothing is happening, whether you honor me in the mundane, whether you remain consistent when there is no pressure. That is not small, that is foundational, because what you are in the small moments is what you will be in the big ones. Jesus pulled away on purpose. Not because he had nothing to do. His ministry was in full swing. People were looking for him. Needs were everywhere. But he knew that time alone with the Father was where strength was restored, where alignment was maintained, where clarity was sharpened. He did not wait until he was burned out to rest. He built it into his rhythm. He withdrew before he needed to. He prioritized the private place over the public demand. You do not do that. You push until you break. You give until you are empty. You work until you collapse. And then you come home exhausted and numb out, not resting, avoiding scrolling until your eyes hurt, binge watching until you fall asleep, filling the silence with anything that does not require you to think or feel. And when you do that repeatedly, you do not come out of it stronger. You come out of it weaker, more scattered, less focused, more anxious, less grounded. I am teaching you the difference. Rest is intentional. It rebuilds. It restores what was depleted. It sharpens what was dulled. It realigns what was shifting. Avoidance drains. It numbs without healing. It distracts without resolving. It passes time without redeeming it. And your home can be the place where you are built up if you stop using it as a place to shut down. If you walk in with intention instead of autopilot. If you create rhythms that restore instead of just routines that repeat. What you do at home when no one sees matters more than what you do in public when everyone is watching. Because your private life determines the strength of your public impact. Comment below if this is challenging you. I read everyone, and I am proud of you for being here. Section 6. Small faithfulness is the only pathway to greater responsibility. You want more. I know you do. You want the bigger assignment, the wider reach, the platform that matches your potential, the impact that feels significant, the influence that makes a difference. I see that desire. I put it there. I created you for more, but you are not ready yet. Not because you lack vision, not because you lack passion, not because you lack talent, because you lack consistency in what is already in front of you. I see how you handle the small things, the commitments no one else knows about, the disciplines you set for yourself when motivation is gone, the promises you made to me in private when you were desperate and needed breakthrough. Do you keep them, or do you adjust them when they become inconvenient? When the alarm goes off early, do you get up, or do you negotiate with yourself, promising you will do it tomorrow? When you said you would read, do you read, or do you scroll when you said you would pray? Do you pray, or do you rush through a few sentences and call it good enough? That tells me everything I need to know. Not about your intentions, about your reliability. Not about what you want, about what you actually do. You think I am holding out on you. You think I am being unfair. You look around and see others being elevated who do not seem any more qualified than you, and you wonder what they have that you do not. I will tell you what they have. They have a track record of faithfulness in things that did not feel important. They honored the process when it was boring. They stayed consistent when it was inconvenient. They followed through when no one was checking on them. I am not holding out on you. I am holding you back from something that would expose gaps I am still trying to close. Because when I release more, it will require more. More discipline, more discernment, more stamina, more character. And if you cannot manage what you have now, more will not help you. It will bury you. The pressure will be greater, the scrutiny will be sharper, the expectations will be heavier. And if your foundation is not solid, it will crack. Faithfulness in little is not a suggestion. It is a requirement. It is how I know you are ready. Not by what you say you can handle, by what you actually do with what I have already given you. I gave you time. Are you stewarding it well? Or are you wasting hours on things that do not matter, and then wondering why you do not have time for what does? I gave you resources. Are you managing them wisely? Or are you careless with small amounts and expecting me to trust you with large ones? I gave you relationships. Are you honoring them, or are you using people when you need them and ignoring them when you do not? So stop rushing. Stop trying to skip steps. Stop looking at what I am doing in someone else's life and questioning what I am doing in yours. Your pace is not their pace. Your process is not their process. The small things you are doing right now, the ones that feel insignificant, the ones that do not show up on social media, the ones that nobody applauds, those are the exact things that are qualifying you for what is next. Every act of obedience in the ordinary is building capacity for the extraordinary. Section 7. Not every opportunity is from me. Just because a door opens does not mean I opened it. Just because something looks good does not mean it is good for you. And just because you can do something does not mean you should. You need discernment. The ability to tell the difference between what is possible and what is purposed, between what you could do and what you are called to do. Because the enemy does not always attack with obvious traps. Sometimes he distracts with good options that pull you away from the best ones. He does not need to make you fall into sin to derail you. He just needs to get you off course. And he is really good at presenting opportunities that look like blessings, sound like open doors, feel like answered prayers, but lead you into detours you do not need. I have had to close doors you were convinced were meant for you. You pushed, you prayed, you believed, and when they did not open, you were devastated. You questioned my goodness. You wondered if you missed something. You felt like I let you down. I did not let you down. I protected you. You could not see what was on the other side of that door, but I could. I saw where it would take you. I saw what it would cost you. I saw how it would complicate your life in ways that would take years to untangle. I saw how it would distract you from what I was already building. I saw how it would drain you dry and leave you wondering why you ever wanted it in the first place. So I closed it not to punish you, to protect you, not to withhold from you, to redirect you towards something better. Some of you are standing at a door right now. It looks right. It makes sense on paper. Everyone is telling you to walk through it. Your family thinks you should take it. Your friends are cheering you on. The opportunity itself seems perfect, but something inside you is hesitant. There is a pause, a check in your spirit, a quiet unsettledness that does not go away no matter how much you try to logic your way past it. You keep trying to convince yourself. You keep listing all the reasons it makes sense, but the uneasiness remains. Pay attention to that. That is me. I am not always loud. I do not always send a sign you cannot miss. Sometimes I am just a pause, a hesitation, a quiet sense that something is off even when everything looks right. Trust that, even if you cannot explain it, even if it does not make sense to anyone else, even if people think you are crazy for walking away from something so good. Your steps are ordered by me, and that means some steps are meant to be steps you do not take. Some doors are meant to stay closed. Some opportunities are meant to pass you by, because I am not just trying to give you good things. I am trying to give you the right things at the right time in the right season, with the right foundation to sustain them. And sometimes that means saying no to what looks like yes so you can be ready for the yes I have planned. Conclusion. Stay where I can complete what I started. You think staying means you are stuck. It does not. It means you are being established, positioned, prepared. There is a difference between being stuck and being planted. Stuck is stagnant. Nothing is growing. Nothing is changing. You are just there, waiting for something to happen, feeling like time is being wasted. Planted is purposeful. Roots are going deep. Strength is being built underground where no one can see it. Growth is happening even when it does not look like it. I do not rush. You do. You want movement. I want formation. You want to see progress. I want to build something that lasts. You want proof that something is happening. I am working in ways you cannot measure yet. And what lasts is not built quickly. It is built slowly, intentionally, layer by layer, day by day, in the repetition of small, faithful acts that do not feel significant in the moment, but compound over time into something unshakable. So I need you to stop treating this season like a mistake. It is not a delay. It is not a detour. It is not punishment. It is not proof that I forgot about you, or that you missed your moment, or that you are being left behind. It is the exact place where I am doing the deepest work, the work that will hold everything else together, the work that cannot be rushed, the work that no one else sees but everyone will benefit from later. Honor it. Not because it feels exciting, not because it looks impressive, not because people understand it, because I am in it in your routine, in your quiet mornings, in your ordinary days, in the moments no one else sees, in the places that do not make it to your story when you tell it later. I am there, working, shaping, preparing, building something in you that will outlast everything around you, and when it is time to move, you will not have to force it. You will not have to manufacture it. You will not have to convince anyone or prove anything. It will be clear, it will be right, and you will be ready. Not because you figured it out on your own, not because you hustled hard enough, not because you impressed the right people, because you trusted me long enough to let me finish what I started. Philippians chapter 1 verse 6. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. That is my promise to you. I started something in you. I am not finished with it, and I will not leave it incomplete, but I need you to stay with me, not out of obligation, not out of fear, out of trust. Stay where I am shaping you without distraction. Stay where I can deal with what needs to be dealt with before you step into more. Stay where I can build the foundation that will hold the weight of everything I am preparing you for. Because everything you are asking me for, everything you are praying for, everything you are believing for, it is being built in the place you keep trying to leave. If this message hit you, do not just scroll past it. Share it. Tag someone who needs to hear this today. Someone who is in a season of waiting and wondering if they missed their turn. Someone who feels like they are stuck when really they are being planted. And leave a comment telling me what part spoke to you the most. I want to know where you are. I want to know what you are walking through. Your story matters. Your process matters. And I am with you in every single moment of it. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not behind. You are being formed, and that process, the one you think is taking too long, is the most important time you will ever invest. Because what I am building in you now will carry you through everything that is coming. Stay with me. I am not done yet, and neither are you.